Welcome to Friday Takeaway. I'm Nadia Hassan together with Charlotte Chong, and the fact is, it is Budget 2017 Day. Yes,
we've been looking for this forward.
We've been looking forward, or we've been talking about it for like weeks, right? It seems to be. So, of course, it's still a few hours away. It's going to be a very, very long day, but we'll actually have to give you a wrap of what everybody's saying, and of course, what we are hoping will pop up, as long as everybody else as well. But first, before anything else, it is the final presidential debate about who's going to be the president of the US. It's Mr. I Grope Women's Genitalia versus I apparently leaked emails. Apparently.
So basically, what happened was a couple of days ago, just yesterday. What happened was between Trump and Hillary Clinton, they had this final presidential debate on the second one, and I don't think anything concrete actually coming out from the presidential debate.
No,
both of them, they are just trying to attack each other or defend from each other.
But that's the essence of what this presidential election has become. It's not become on policy, it's become on strongman issues, it's become on like grandstanding and sort of like insulting absolutely everybody. But most polls actually said that Hillary Clinton won this last debate because Trump campaign seems to be in a little bit of a free fall. But here's the thing that actually worries me more than anything else, is that he actually wouldn't deny that he would accept. Well, that's the thing. He says that he will only accept the election results if he wins. But of course, if he loses, it's rigged. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like a little boy in the playground saying, I do not accept what you say?
It's a little bit childish, I think.
A little.
So what actually Trump campaign manager came out yesterday, Kellyanne Conway said,
weird blondie,
Clinton has spent so much money to attack Trump, to dig out, all these dirty news about Trump, to spend millions on negative advertising on Trump. She has done nothing on Obamacare. She has done nothing on, giving good speech or, putting in efforts to show the citizens, to show American citizens what she is going to do if she becomes the president.
Have you, listening to Kellyanne Conway
this morning?
She's crazy. She's nuts. It's like people have openly Anderson Cooper has openly asked her, saying that, look, your boss said this. He will grab women. He forces himself on women. He actually walks into women in changing rooms. What's your answer to that? And her answer to that is, Hillary has not done enough. Because you can't defend him. He's insane. Even his own running mate.
I think she can't defend him.
Yes, but even his own running mate, Mike Pence, says, if the election comes out and we lose, I'll accept it. But he will not. And the main thing about Americans is that you must have this smooth transition of power. And without it, nothing ever happens.
So actually, what happened during the presidential debate I'm talking about, Trump actually said that I respect all women in the world, which actually made the audience laugh, because
exactly.
We know
and
how
then he called Hillary Clinton a nasty woman.
Nasty woman.
Enough about him. Let's go on to Budget 2017. It just makes me angry again. I can't wait for it to be over. Budget 2017 wants and wishes. Consensus seems to be that it's going to be vaguely populist. But it's going to be limited because, of course, no money. And, it means that we're probably going to see more brim. Among the issues I hope they face is like affordable housing, which a lot of people have called people out on.
When you talked about election, what do you call that? When you talked about people-friendly budget, because election is coming out next year, so a lot of analysts actually said this is an election budget instead of a commitment budget. But PM actually came out yesterday and said this will be a commitment budget.
Yes.
We will see a lot of things rolling out in terms of infrastructure, healthcare and education.
Yeah, exactly. So what the Standard Chartered say, they say what most people think, there's very little wiggle room for fiscal, fiscal wiggle room, because there's a slow economic environment and the oil prices as well. They're going to be conservative. The key concerns, again, cost of living, housing issues, and that seems to be the one thing that keeps cropping up. Cost of living. AmBank CEOs, he says that most likely the B40, which is the bottom 40, are going to probably see more handouts. He also thinks M40, which is us, the middle income, are going to see something as well. But I don't know if that's the case, because most people, most people think there will be, but they don't know what exactly.
But PM actually yesterday said that he will, pump up or giving more allowances to M40 and B40, and also giving more distributable income for the citizens. So I guess probably we can see a lot more things happening in this range for M40 and B40.
Well, in terms of corporate tax, Afin Huang thinks it's likely going to be a 1% corporate cut. Maybank seems to think no personal income tax cut, but then so few of us actually pay because we qualify to pay. Not that we do it on purpose. We just don't qualify to pay because of the exemptions. They're going to likely firm up a lot of major infra projects that haven't actually taken off.
Which is good.
Which is good. But what is not good is RHB thinks there's going to be more subsidy cuts. More subsidy cuts on things like oil and flour. So that means your cost of living is just going to keep going up again. And they can't, you have to address this.
Of course, we will look at opposition as well. Every year, opposition will come up and say something about Budget 2017. They had their own Budget 2017 wish list, of course, where it actually intends to spend 238 billion ringgit. About 189.12 goes to OPEX and 49.11 goes to, development.
Yes, but the more interesting thing is that they suggested a $10 billion cut to, what do you call it? Oh, sorry, 10 million cut to PMO's budget. So that's one thing they have to look at. Okay, as we started recording, going on to the market, because all of them are actually just waiting for what Budget's going to say today. Bursa Malaysia was at 1667.87 points. Earnings are starting to come in, but I wanted to take a look at the two big telcos because they actually had pretty good third quarters. Maxis Bhd share price was 603 this morning. Net profits rose around 20% to 503 million, but top line actually declined. Well, when I say decline, it was still 1 point. How much was it?
Flat, 2.16 billion ringgit from 2.17 billion ringgit.
Exactly.
And Maxis actually say that its future focus will only fully digitalize Maxis and creating the best experience for its users.
So actually, they have been trying a lot to kind of gain back. They do talk about the Maxis One Plan numbers, but the thing is, everybody's going sort of like a data glut. DG.com was actually the same. Their share price at 10:30 a.m. was $5. Net profit rose about 10.5%, but that was mostly because they didn't have this thing of they had like forex and derivatives gain, some of the other stuff, but top line also did decline to 1.62 billion.
A little bit flat, yes.
A little bit fat as well, but postpaid will be the telco's main thing pushing forward. All of them are giving data. That you realize that they just give you data for free, but you have to again keep an eye on competition. Spectrum refarming is the other thing, because of course we were just talking about
nobody
budget,
really knows when.
Well, the government does need to have the money. Spectrum reforming is one of them, so we have to take a look at that, and all of them have said so far, we're okay with it, but you won't know until it actually comes out. Just as we wrap up fallout for next week, we are looking at the fallout from Budget 2017. Most of it's actually going to be on sentiment,
but I guess more reports were coming out from the banks and also the research houses.
We'll have to see whether or not, because it's down to consumption and spending and whether people not feel hopeful for the future. But on Monday we'll have a brand new listing, BCM Alliance. They're in the business of laundrettes and medical devices as well.
Yeah, so they are actually operating under the name Speed Queen, and they will be listed on ACE Market. The issue price is 19 cents. IPO was oversubscribed by 49.9 times. But talking about healthcare industry, we'll see another healthcare industry going to be listed on main market, which is called Ronma, and they are going to raise about 31.5 million ringgit.
But when are they going to actually come out?
December.
Oh yeah, so there's at least one more to look forward to. But it's like, and then another thing, if you're an Apple user, apparently there's going to be results on October 25th. They're going to release new MacBooks apparently on October 27th. I really am curious because they probably it won't reflect the fallout from Samsung, but I'll be curious to see what actually happens when the numbers actually
It's interesting to look at the market because Chinese is the biggest consuming market for Apple. So we will see if the market has been slowed down or saturated in the Chinese market.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, that's all for us for today. I'm Nadia Hassan, she's Charlotte Chong. For more, of course, you can go to the website, or you can even, of course, pick up the papers. The weekly is going to be out tomorrow. Happy Budget Day, guys. Cross your fingers and let's see what comes out.